Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We are here for the Formula One. The Formula One is the Dutch Grand Prix. It's a huge Grand Prix for Max Verstappen. Lewis under the cosh, really. I mean, the home support. He's had it at Silverstone for so fucking long, hasn't he? He's had it where he's the dominant one. He's the one that's got all the fans. Well, today, he is against everyone. Nobody in Zandvoort or in Holland want Lewis Hamilton to do anything. They want him as far away from Max Verstappen as physically possible. So he's under a lot of pressure. Now, he's a 7-time world champion. He should be able to handle this pressure, but his pace has not been good enough. His pace has been woeful. That is what I can say. Charl will be here soon, so do not worry. Charl will be here soon. She is just finishing up on the women's game, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Great that lots of YouTubers are getting involved in the women. I haven't, because I'm upfront about it. I don't watch enough women's football. I want to get into a bit more of it, and I watched the Champions League final of the women, but I need to watch more. I do. It's something I've always said. But big race, and that is what we are here for. We are here for the Dutch Grand Prix, a huge race for Max Verstappen. Now, what I do want to do is I just want to share my screen quickly, because what we'll do is we'll look at the pit stops first. So what is the quickest way to get round Zandvoort? Let's have a look. So what you'd want to do, if I just put that on a large screen and myself smaller, is the quickest is a one-stopper, going from the softs to the medium, softs to the hard. That is the quickest. Then the second quickest is also a one-stopper from the medium to the hard. And then the slowest, which is, a two-stopper, going from soft to medium back to soft. We don't really know how these tyres are going to cope. We've never driven around Zandvoort, especially sort of recently. I know they did back in the day, but we've never driven around Zandvoort in these cars, in this era of cars. So we don't know how the tyres are going to react to the surface. We don't know how long they're going to last. You can do as many practice programs as you frankly want. You might not ever know. You may never know how quickly we will see these tyres deteriorate. It is looking also quite hot there. It does look a bit hot. So that was just quickly. I wanted to talk through, some of the tyre strategies on how it could potentially go for some people. Max obviously and Lewis and the rest of them will start on their designated tyre that they quite used in qualifying 2. But yes, a couple of comments here. Max DNF lap 1, I don't think so. What lap we reckon we're getting the inevitable red flag now? It's got to be, what, lap 1, 2, maybe 3? I reckon we'll see a red flag early. If not, we'll certainly see a safety car. We're definitely seeing something. We're going to see we'll see a red flag. We'll see a safety car. We'll see both. There's a strong possibility that we'll see all of that. Gareth says, big up Niall, you're on your own again. Not quite. Charl is going to be here, but she's just running a little bit late because she's finishing up on GNA TV doing the women's football, Arsenal versus Chelsea. I think the score, I did check it earlier, 3-1 Arsenal, so she's not going to be too happy either. So, yeah, she might be fuming. Goals from Beth Mead and Midema for Arsenal, and then for Chelsea, it was Cuthbert. But yeah, I can't imagine that Charl is too happy, and I certainly can't imagine that Emma Hayes is overjoyed by that either. But obviously she'll be here soon. And Chris is unavailable. He's just had some personal news. But obviously it'll be fine. But obviously, family is much more important than streaming, of course. But Gareth says, I think Verstappen won, Hamilton second, Leclerc third. Yeah, not a bad shout. Look out for Pierre Gasly, though. I mentioned this yesterday. Look out for Pierre Gasly, because we obviously know that the two Mercedes, if possible, Bottas will take out Max Verstappen. We know that is the aim for Mercedes. They're very violent. They're a disgrace of a company and a disgrace of a race team. And look, they tried to kill Max already once. It wouldn't surprise me if Bottas is going to fly into Max first corner and try and take him out. It would be highly unacceptable, but it's just who Mercedes are, really. But I think Gasly, if he can get a jump over Bottas, get in front of Bottas before the first corner, that will be really important, in my opinion. But yeah, Gasly, watch out for Gasly. Obviously, he is part of the Red Bull driver program, isn't he? He used to drive for Red Bull, went back to AlphaTauri, having a great time down in AlphaTauri, really transformed himself and the team, working incredibly well. So watch out for Pierre Gasly in fourth. But let's run through the starting grid. So obviously we've got Max Verstappen in the Red Bull first, Lewis second, Valtteri Bottas third, Gasly is fourth, Leclerc fifth, Carlos Sainz is sixth, Antonio Giovinazzi up in seventh, Esteban Ocon eighth, Fernando Alonso ninth, Daniel Ricciardo 10th, before George Russell in 11th, Lance Stroll in 12th, Lando Norris 13th, Yuki Tsunoda 14th, Sebastian Vettel down in 15th, Robert Kubica into 16th, Mick Schumacher in 17th, and 18th is Nikita Mazepin. And drivers required to start from the pit lane, there's two. One of those is Nicholas Latifi, and the other is Sergio Perez. Car 11 required to start from the back. So car 11 is Sergio Perez. Required to start at the back of the grid. Additional power unit elements have been used. And then again for car 11, required to start from the pit lane, car modified whilst under parc fermé conditions. And then car 6, a 5-place grid penalty replacement gearbox after his crash yesterday, that is Latifi. And then again for car 6, required to start from the pit lane, car modified whilst under parc fermé conditions. So obviously, because they had to work on the car after qualifying, obviously we know the minute you go out on track for qualifying, it is under parc fermé conditions, so you're not allowed to change it. Because they've had to change the car in any way, or the modification. When I say modification, fix the car. They've had to now start from pit lanes. So that's both Sergio Perez and Nicholas Latifi that are in the pit lane, which is probably okay. I think that's probably okay. Just purely for the fact, I think they've put in a brand new engine for Perez to make him take the penalty today. Obviously, didn't get out of Q1, so that could be that. We'll see. But obviously, both of those starting from the pit lane, hence why Nikita Mazepin and Mick Schumacher still last, but they're not, fully last, shall I say? If that makes any sense at all to you, because it certainly didn't to me when I just heard that back in my head. The convertible says Bottas needs to keep up for Lewis to a chance today. He does. They need to both be up there, don't they? They really do. But Bottas, I think he'll get collected by Gasly, Leclerc, Sainz. I think he will drop down the order. I just don't think Bottas is good enough anymore. I think maybe even the McLarens, we don't know what their race pace looks like, but the McLarens might start, working their way through the field. I mean, you've got Alonso, Ocon, Giovinazzi. I mean, you'd assume that a McLaren should be able to maybe overtake them, but we don't know what overtaking's like at Zandvoort. It could be the hardest track to overtake. Again, we don't know because we've never driven it. So it's going to be such a good race. I am full of enthusiasm today. I'm really enthusiastic. And I'm really up for Max Verstappen winning. I'm actually showing bias for once. I really, really want Max Verstappen to win this race because he needs to win this race. I think, when he's in... I don't think it's vital, but I think it really helps him if he can win this race. But yeah, it's going to be a great race. I'm really excited. I'm in a really enthusiastic mood, even with a little bit of a cold that I've got. Gareth says, oh no, Charl in a bad mood. Well, we don't know, but she might be. She might be. Chris will be fine. Family comes first. Of course, he'll come back stronger. He'll be back absolutely. Chris is a strong lad. He'll be absolutely fine. I am sure of it. I would say watch out for Gasly, both Ferraris. I agree. Gasly, both Ferraris. Also, watch out for McLaren. They might work their way through the field. If not, definitely look out for the Alpine of Ocon and Alonso. They could definitely cause a few issues for Valtteri Bottas today, especially if he fucks up, which is inevitable. Gasly and Ferrari being quick all weekend. They have been very quick, as has Max Verstappen. So a good getaway is required for Max Verstappen. I think third will be between Leclerc, Gasly, Bottas. Yeah, I don't think Bottas is going to be there, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I understand why you said that. I do understand it. It's so obvious George is going to Mercedes now. Absolutely. We all know this. Just waiting for it to be finalised. It comes as no surprise. Bottas is inevitable, though. He'll crash into Max. Well, that depends on if he can get to Max. Okay, if Max gets a great run off the start, and Gasly can jump him. If Gasly can jump Bottas and get in between and put a car in between them, I think that will really help. Look, we'll see also how racy Lewis is on first lap of Zandvoort. I wouldn't imagine it'd be overly racy because you make one mistake. We've seen it in qualifying. It's a tough track. You make one mistake, you're in a barrier. Right? There's not a lot of take really around Zandvoort. It's a pretty lethal track in terms of there's no leeway. If you make a mistake, you're probably out the race. If you're lucky, you'll be able to just sustain minor damage and maybe require a new wing or something. But 9 out of 10 times, if you're going off the track, you're out the race. So Lewis is going to be really, really interesting to see how he takes it. Gareth says Verstappen wins today, swings momentum back his way in the title race. Well, he has had the momentum. Obviously, I know last week wasn't really a race. It was a 2-lap parade around the safety car, but they did get half race points. But he qualified really well. In very tricky conditions, mind you, round Spa. Wet, not the easiest. Max, very good in the wet. Max has got this track down to a T. I think he really understands the track, being Dutch. So it's going to be an interesting race, very much so. The convertible says, reckon Lewis will go down the inside at T1. He might do. Again, it really depends on if Max lets him. I'll keep repeating it because obviously it's very similar. It depends on who gets a better start. If Lewis gets a better start on Max, then yeah, he might be able to. If Max flies away, I mean, for Lewis, if you let Max fly away, I don't really see how he wins this. But look, it'll be really interesting. Norris is on the mediums, as is Russell. Kubica, Mazepin, Latifi have all gone medium. Perez has gone hard, so I reckon Perez is going to go hard to soft. Everyone else is on softs. Obviously, the whole top 10 are on the soft tyre because that is what they would qualified in Q2. As you can just see, the Perez down in the pit lane. And there we go. We have the formation lap. It's not go yet. The convertible says finally an actual race. I agree. It is lovely to have a race. And let's hope that it's a good race. Let's hope it's fun. Let's hope it's enjoyable. Obviously, I wasn't here last week. Big up to Charl and Chris who were able to take on the lead of that last Sunday. Especially very tricky to keep everyone entertained. But I thought they did a marvelous job whilst I was away. So big thanks to both of those. But I am back now. I'm back, and I don't plan on going anywhere soon. Well, not today anyway. Gareth says Verstappen is used to this track. He trial tested it when it wasn't on the calendar in previous seasons. He knows the track. He's Dutch. It's just like if you ask Lewis about Silverstone, he'll know it because it's Silverstone. So look, Max will have great understanding of the track. As Max just going a bit fast, he's putting a bit of tyre warm up, working on all of that as they come through the chicane. And now Max will slow right down. He's put the energy through the tyres. Now he'll slow down some point soon. You hope, because there we go. He's slowing right down now. But Lewis seems to be going a bit slowly. What do you reckon about the Albon Williams situation now? Says the convertible. I think we all know that there is a spot available, don't we? We know there's a spot available. Who will get it? Nick de Vries? Will it be Albon? Maybe Bottas? I mean, look, Bottas has driven for Williams before, so it wouldn't be inconceivable to see Bottas back at Williams. Again, it wouldn't be inconceivable to see Alex Albon down there. It'd be a bit weird, mind you, because obviously, he's a Red Bull driver, so would Williams and Toto, or mainly would Toto be up for seeing a Red Bull driver down in Williams? Maybe not. We'll certainly see. A lot of orange smoke. There's a lot of orange smoke. This is very, very unique. There's flares, a lot, but we're about to get underway. We're going to see the lights coming up soon, as we're just seeing the last of the Haas line up on the grid. Now the green flag at the back of the grid. So the green flag is on. We're going to see the lights coming on in now. 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. And Max Verstappen seems to have got a good run. Valtteri Bottas a lot slower. And Lewis having to tuck in behind Max. And now Bottas trying to go on the outside of Lewis Hamilton, but not able to do it there. And Max is flying away. Lewis and then it leads Lewis, Bottas, Gasly. No crashes as of yet. It is very tight though, as the Alfa Romeo goes a bit on the grass, but he's just about okay. A bit of a lock up there, but the Alpines have just overtaken Giovinazzi. So Giovinazzi dropping right down to 9th. Both Alpines taking on him. Now you've got Daniel Ricciardo has just overtaken Giovinazzi as well. So Giovinazzi down to 10th already. Max Verstappen already with a 1.5 second gap on Lewis Hamilton, as Lando Norris trying to get past the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll so far, but no cigar there. Max Verstappen absolutely flying already. Bottas over a second behind Lewis, as across the line for their first lap they go. And there we go. Max Verstappen in the lead. Lewis Hamilton second. Valtteri Bottas third. Pierre Gasly fourth. Leclerc fifth. Sainz sixth. Alonso 7th. Ocon 8th. Ricciardo 9th. Giovinazzi 10th. Russell 11th. Stroll 12th. Lando Norris 13th. Tsunoda 14th. Vettel 15th. Kubica 16th. Mazepin 17th. Schumacher 18th. Perez 19th. Latifi 20th. As we see a few different lines going into turn 3, which, as you'll see, is that sort of bend, and then sort of it's that banking, so very difficult braking, and there's already a 1.8 second gap now between Verstappen and Lewis, so huge gap already being built by by Max Verstappen. Even Toto Wolff admitted there's a space. I can't wait for this, and great first lap, no collision so far, very well done to everyone. Big up to DC. It's my birthday today. Big up and happy birthday to DC. I hope you're having a great day, mate. I really do hope so. And I hope you got some good presents as well. It's almost an expectation on your birthday. I hope you got some good presents. And I hope you're having a great day as we approach lap 3. Max Verstappen with a 2-second lead now on Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas dropping down. Pierre Gasly keeping up, though. But he's keeping both Ferraris behind him at the moment, obviously leading by Sainz and Leclerc and Sainz. Lewis is just very slow compared to Max Verstappen, but no worries, DC, no worries. Lando's still not really able to get past Lance Stroll. Lando's still down in 13th. Not obviously been able to improve on that. The start was very good from that. Very good from Verstappen. Bottas again bogging down. Lucky. He's very lucky. Because, I mean, he bogged down. He looked like Gasly and the Leclerc were going to overtake him. And just straight after the first corner, Max Verstappen is flying away. Absolutely flying away. And Lewis just cannot keep up with him. As we're on board with George Russell, I'm not sure if there's any contact here or what. It's the Alpines... one of the Alpines, and then the Alpine cuts across George's front wing as they go down to turn 3, which might have caused a bit of front wing damage as Giovinazzi just pushed off the track by Carlos Sainz and then hits the back of the Alpine, which I believe would have been Fernando Alonso at that point. So there's a few collisions, but nothing major to speak of yet. And then, oh my Lord, the fuck is Mazepin doing? And there you go again. Mazepin nearly trying to shove Schumacher into the fucking pit wall. I mean, Jesus Christ, Mazepin. Mazepin is an absolute psychopath. Someone needs to have a word with this kid. That is disgraceful. Disgraceful. But again, I'm hardly surprised it's Nikita fucking Mazepin. He may be a bit quick, but Jesus Christ, he's dangerous. He's reckless. Ricciardo got smoke coming out of his car. He's up in 9th at the moment, so he's obviously, as I said, overtaken Giovinazzi. He's in 9th. He's improved on qualifying, but if that is true and their smoke is coming out of his engine, that might not be the best one. I think are they with Mercedes or are they still with Renault? I think they're Mercedes engines this year, aren't they? I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I thought about which engine supplier they're with. I know they're transitioning. I think maybe next year that they're with Mercedes again. Maybe they are Renault this year, then Mercedes next year. Maybe with the new regulation changes. But we'll certainly keep an eye out for Ricciardo with a 2.5 second gap between Max and Lewis Hamilton as we speak. A great start from Max, and hopefully he'll be able to continue this up. Laps are very quick around Zandvoort. A 1:14.8 set by Lewis, which I believe is the fastest lap. Or that certainly was the last lap. Lewis says these tyres are going to struggle to keep this pace. So Lewis already complaining about tyres to his team. Now, is that a bluff? Is Lewis Hamilton? As Mick Schumacher coming into the pits early to put on a set of the hard tyre. So Mick already saying, I've had enough of these tyres. Let me get on to some harder ones. Maybe there was a bit of a collision with Mazepin, maybe, but it has put him right at the bottom of the track. As Alonso and Ocon with a very interesting fight here. Ocon trying to go round the inside of turn 4, or turn 3 and 4. Yeah. 1 minute. 1. turn 3, into turn 3, that a sort of downward banking, very difficult to get the brake in right there, I believe, but they're getting close with each other, as just showing a replay of lap 1 where Alonso chucks out the outside of Ocon going into turn 3, and almost takes the Alfa Romeo with him, but that's when Sainz pushed him onto the grass, and that was when Alonso was able to overtake him for position. Alonso sitting very nicely in seventh place. But do get your comments in as we do this watch along. It should be a very interesting one, as Ocon with team radio. Fernando is extremely slow in front, so Ocon is saying, look, I need to try and get past. Maybe he's asking if he can just be put through. Maybe that's what they're asking. I mean, I wouldn't like to be the one to tell Fernando to let your teammate pass. But if Ocon feels he's got the pace, then maybe they should, because there is now a little bit of a train approaching Ocon. You've got sort of Daniel Ricciardo in that little train. There is one starting to build up. Giovinazzi trying to keep on at the end of it, but so far not happening. A lot of a huge break, lock of breaks from Sergio Perez. That's going to give you a nasty flat spot. That is going to give you a very nasty flat spot, as you can already see it. That's going to, cause some severe vibrations. That is not going to be very comfortable to drive with. As Max Verstappen's still way in the lead with almost a 3-second gap. Bottas is now 3.1 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. So, as predicted, Max is flying away with this. As I said, if he got past T1 easily, then he would have sort of flew away with this as he has. Valtteri Bottas on the team radio, not sure what Valtteri is saying. Probably saying, boys, sorry, I didn't take out Max. I bogged down at the start. But so far, lap 8, we are on. The gains, Alonso's gained 1, Ricciardo's gained 1, Giovinazzi's lost 3, Mazepin up 1, Perez up 2, Schumacher down 3. Everyone else is in their original place that they qualified in. So George doing very well in 11th for the Williams, got his first podium for Williams last week. At Spa, obviously, as I keep repeating, wasn't a proper race, was a parade run, a safety car, but technically we got a classification, and George Russell got a podium, and he got the trophy to show for it. So that is that. Bottas he's losing time to Max like there's no tomorrow. So it's brutal for Bottas. Nothing better than a vanilla latte watching the Formula One. Nothing better, I can assure you. But so far, a very interesting one. There's a big gap now between Gasly and Max as well. So this is slowly becoming a 3. Well, we always knew it was a 3-horse race. As is that Max going just a little wide there in T3? Maybe, but. Maybe that's just his original racing line. Leclerc onto team radio saying plan B, or maybe his engineer is saying plan B. As it stands at the moment, Max Verstappen would regain the lead of the Drivers' Championship ahead of Lewis on 225.5 points. Don't forget half points were given last week, which hence why there is now 0.5. We have seen that before. I think Malaysia ended up on half points back in 2011, maybe. Sergio Perez in the pits, so that flat spot has not helped him in any way, shape, or form. Schumacher is now 1 lap down, so he's already been lapped by Max Verstappen. But yeah, Sergio Perez not having the greatest time, and he may get lapped soon by his own teammate, which would be just that little bit embarrassing, just a little bit, as we approach lap 10. So we're on lap 10. Max Verstappen has led 1,000 laps in his career. So that is a Formula One milestone for Max Verstappen. As Lewis Hamilton takes the fastest lap, he's trying to eke a little bit of time out of that gap that there already is between Max and Lewis. And Lewis with a fastest lap of 1:14.7. Max was almost about half a second behind, slower on that lap. Sergio Perez on team radio, again, don't really know what he's saying. But yeah, this is Lewis was faster by 300 tenths of a second in the last lap. So we'll see if there's any fight back from Max, which I surely expect there will be. But maybe Max is just working on tyres. As there you go, straight away you see that gap starting to increase again, getting closer to that 3-second mark. Bottas is 4.5 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton at the moment, as you can see on the screen. Max Verstappen on team radio. I'm not sure what Max is saying. So we'll see how that goes. But there we go. So far, so good for Max Verstappen, as he does go a little bit quicker than Lewis in that lap, about 100 tenths of a second quicker than Lewis in lap 10. Down to turn 3 we go with Lewis Hamilton. A little bit of shaky sort of exit there. The car really on its limits, really. But we'll see how or where Lewis is quicker round here, and see if he can really try and eke that gap to Max Verstappen. But so far, Max Verstappen in pure and full control of this race with a lead of 2.7 seconds. Vettel is in the pits. He's just been overtaken by Mazepin and Latifi. Into the pits comes Sebastian Vettel, putting on the hard tyre. So these were a lot earlier than Pirelli said, I think, was it not? As I just load up the Pirelli thing. Yeah, so Pirelli said lap 25 would be quickest. But the pit window opens in lap 25 and 30. These are very early pit stops from Perez, Vettel, Schumacher. They're going to be two-stopping now. They're definitely two-stopping. Almost certainly two-stopping. You cannot get to the end on those tires. So a different strategy coming in, but then they even coming in early. That's why, because the third would have been 18 to 24 for a two-stopper, but that's if you're putting on the mediums. If you're obviously putting on the hards, maybe that extends it a little bit better, but still very difficult, very, very difficult for how they're going to get into it. So watch out for lap 25 to 30 for lap leader, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. They should be coming in around about that lap time, and then putting on the hards to go for the whole race. So we'll certainly keep our eyes out on that. That is for sure. As we're on board with Stroll, or is that? Yeah, that's Stroll trying to get past Williams or George Russell. Overtaking looking very difficult right now. So maybe it is going to be a procession, but we'll certainly see it. It's very much a driver's track. It's very undulating. A lot of it's very up and down. A lot like a roller coaster, which I'm sure these Formula One drivers are absolutely loving to be in now. And somehow I don't really see Bottas being a huge part to play in this race. It is really a two-horse race now, up the front with Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Pit stop will be crucial. No cups, basically, can be given to any of them. Either of them. If Max is up, then, you know, Lewis might be in for it. If Lewis is up, then, you know, Verstappen wins it quite easily. So we'll see how that goes. Lap 13. Again, still very much a procession. We're on board with the fight of George Russell and Lance Stroll. George Russell not giving that up easily. Probably having ambitions to try and nick Antonio Giovinazzi and try and get a few more points for the Williams team, who's had a great season so far. Great season from where they have been. Lando Norris still 13th, not really able to get on the sort of end of Lance Stroll, but maybe if Lance is being held up by George, maybe we'll see something a bit different there, as we see pictures of Andreas Seidel on the pit wall for McLaren. He's in charge. He's the boss. He's going to be looking at this and going, he's going to be asking the strategist, what can we do to help Lando Norris here. What can we do? Lando's been great for us, but what can we do as Nikita Mazepin is overtaken by Latifi in the Williams? Latifi very much having a better season. Very unlucky. A few mistakes, but so far so good. As we see, obviously, new team principal. Well, there's been a bit of disruption. I think the big boss at Williams is now having a South Isaac. He went out for dinner with Kimi. So not the greatest for Williams, but certainly looks not to have hampered their weekend so far with George Russell in 11th and Latifi in 16th. Perez with the fastest lap. I forgot to mention that at the time, as we're seeing a replay of Max Verstappen going over some curbs. That front wing does look a bit dodgy when it goes over the curves, but I suppose I would look a bit dodgy if I was sat on a car. And they just chucks up a bit of mud, a bit of dirt onto a track, maybe strategically. Lewis now 3.3 seconds, so we've completely forgot about looking at Lewis and Max. There's now a 3.4 second gap between the two of those, so really interesting that, and we'll certainly see how that develops as the race goes on. But so far, so good. We're 18 minutes into this race, lap 15 of 72. A great track. I do love the look of it. I'm not sure I'd like to drive it. I certainly don't think it's going to be the most exciting of races, but it's still a great track, and it's great to see Max Verstappen really in that lead. Not only because I really like Max Verstappen, it also pisses off a certain other YouTuber. And that, for me, does bring joy to my day. Probably complaining, I don't know what Max has done wrong, but I'm sure he's done something wrong according to them lot. So we'll certainly keep our eyes and ears out because obviously, as I say, that other channel, they're not too keen on Max. So Max has probably done something that I haven't seen, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. But don't forget, get your comments in, like the stream, and also if you are watching on Twitter, come join us on YouTube. If you enjoy the sound of my voice, which I've got used to hearing now, believe it or not, on videos. I could always hear it when you hear it, but it sounds very different. It was always very weird for me to start with, but I've very much got used to it now. Hopefully Charl will be here soon, and then that will be a lot better. As well as Lewis Hamilton sets purple in sector 1. So purple in sector 1 for Lewis. So Lewis trying to get that gap down. So far, not really working too well for him. But we'll certainly see. Right. Lap 16. Verstappen leads Hamilton, which I'm not, again, overly surprised about. But so far, so good. But yeah, we'll see. We'll certainly see. But so far, so good for Max Verstappen, who is in the lead. As I keep saying, he's in the lead. He's having a great time, just chilling. He's having the best day of his life. He's absolutely loving it. And yeah, crikey, they're still going on the football. They're still going. It's 3-2. 3-2, guys. It's 3-2 in the 95th minute. Can they get an equaliser? Verstappen in the lead still, with Lewis Hamilton in second, Bottas third, Gasly fourth, Leclerc fifth. That is your top five. Further down the grid, you got Ricciardo. No one else has moved really. And Latifi and Perez have certainly jumped up a bit. Vettel is not having the greatest race of his life. That you can say with confidence, I think. But so far, so good for Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton may be having to accept to be the Dutch's whipping boy today. So Lewis Hamilton is a whipping boy. I bet he's loving it. If he has any dignity, he'll do it in silence and not moan like a little bitch. But this is Lewis Hamilton, so I won't hold my breath on that because I don't want to die of not being able to breathe. Because to be brutally honest, he's definitely going to moan at some point. during this race. I mean, he's already mentioned his tyres, guys. Already mentioned his tyres. So we'll see if anything else comes out of his gobby mouth. Big gaps starting to approach. I mean, there's a 16-second gap between Gasly and Bottas, which inadvertently means there's 27-second gap between Gasly and Verstappen. So if Verstappen was to pit now, he'd come out behind both Mercedes, but it'd be way ahead of Pierre Gasly. So maybe that's the case. Maybe they're thinking, try and get an 18-20-second gap between Bottas and Verstappen for pit stops. But I don't think it necessarily matters too much because I think right now, if he was to pit and it was about a 10-second gap, it'd be about 8 to 9 seconds, maybe 10 behind Max, behind Bottas. And really, that is manageable, to say the least. But so far, as I say, very good for Max. Don't forget later today, England versus Andorra. Very, very interesting matchup there. So we're going to be doing a live watch along. That's starting at 4:45. That is the last stream of the weekend. Tomorrow I've got a really interesting stream for you guys tomorrow. I'm not gonna reveal it yet, but obviously with the weekly review show not really able to happen because there's not really been any Premier League games, we're going to do something slightly different, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Big up to Daniel, who says, hi, Niall. Hi, chat. Hi, Daniel. How are we doing? Did Chelsea get that equaliser? I did keep an eye on the score. Is it full? It's full time. Just losing out 3-2. Oh dear, not the greatest, but you know, some you win some, you lose some. But in Emma Hayes, we trust. Oh, and talking of Emma Hayes, here's Charl.
Why are we talking about this? Is taking the piss. I've turned to alcohol at 1 p.m. this afternoon. You want to come out with me? Emma Hayes, we trust. Pissed off.
I did warn the chat that you may be in a bit of a ferocious mood after what you've just seen. But
mood is the understatement of my defence was just as floppy as Arsenal's whole fucking men's team.
But to make you happier, Max Verstappen is in the lead with a 3.7-second gap over Lewis Hamilton. We are going to need to link up at some point soon. Valtteri Bottas
what
is
lap
doing...
are you on?
I'm on lap 20. I don't really know the best way to do this.
I'm on lap 21.
Arsenal fans acting like they have won the league. I'll just let them because they don't get much to shout about.
No. I've paused it. It says pit lane. It says pit 7.1 and it just shows Lewis getting pitted.
Right.
So it says 7.1 in the corner.
7.1 Lewis being pitted. Well, that'll be at the end of this lap now.
I thought that was a good place to pit them.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a very good place. Now.
Young.
Very, very quick pit stop. A slow pit stop, actually, from Lewis Hamilton, a 3.6. But yeah, in terms of Arsenal, I'll just let them, run with it because, to be frankly honest, they don't get much shout at the end of the season anyway.
Do you know what? It wasn't even... I'm not even annoyed at the fact that Arsenal won. There are several things that have annoyed me as the way we played. If we'd have played well, I'd have tolerated it. Also, the fact is that the Arsenal manager is fucking one of the cockiest pricks I've ever known in my life. He's just got such a slappable face.
I bet Emma Hayes saw that point through the match. But no, you lot don't need to worry. You've got fucking Emma Hayes. You're going to win. I just... Max Verstappen is going to come into the pits now because Box says the Red Bull team, so we're going to see how this goes. We're certainly going to see how this goes. No fuck up, please. I beg. No fuck ups. Come on.
Okay, no fuck ups. Gone. He's gone.
That 2.7 second one there. That's a great pit stop.
Hurry up,
Very
Luke is
quick
coming.
pit stop. He's fine. Don't worry. There you go. He's out.
There you go.
He's just won the race. Congratulations to... What the fuck's he put? Oh, they've both put on the mediums. Strange.
Why is Bottas the leader?
Reckon... Oh, because he hasn't pitted yet.
Okay.
I
Bottas
reckon
just
they're
fucking pit now.
So, at the start, obviously, I went through the pit strategies, and they've both pitted a bit early. They've both put on the mediums. Now, for them to do a one-stopper, they would have had to have put on the hard. I reckon both of those are two. I reckon they're all going to two-stop. I don't. You already see Sergio Perez has already pitted, as has Vettel and Schumacher. And the fact that both the leaders are pitted and they're the first to pit, a bit mad. The gap now is under 2 seconds now, so there has been a bit of time loss, which is slightly annoying. Lewis tried the undercut on Max Verstappen, but that was not going to work. Daniel says they scored an offside goal too. Was Anthony Taylor the referee?
No, they did score an offside goal because there's no VAR.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's not going to be. Well, I suppose that's probably a good thing. I mean, I don't know about you, Charl, but Argyle don't have VAR, and I sort of fucking love it. So I don't know if you enjoy watching it without VAR.
Do you know what? I'd actually quite like to see a season with VAR just to see how I tolerate it, because there have been, and last season there were a lot of decisions that were questionable. So yes, I would like to see it, but I'd like to see it be done as a trial. And then if we don't like it, we can be like, bye, Felicia, ta-ra, see you later. Don't want to see you again. No, thank you, bye.
I'm not going to lie. I don't even want to trial it with Argyle. I'm like, keep that shit right away from my club. I do not want to deal with that crap.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, fuck my life. I will blow up the fucking screen if I have to. I will find a way removing it. No one wants to see that. At all. I absolutely couldn't tolerate it at all. Talking about toleration, I've got to tolerate Southgate again later on today, which I'm very excited about. Fucking prick. I swear I have Tourette's, guys. We are slowly clipping things. So for watch-alongs, we're going to do like a little package with some of just the best bits of a watch-along. There's so much that gets said in a watch-along that's just highly funny, normally from myself. And we're just going to put all of that in like a little highlights package, but just the best bits. I know another channel does it, but they don't really say anything funny. So I dread to think what's in their highlights package. But I'm actually quite a funny guy because, believe it or not, chunky people are normally fucking hilarious. So because I'm quite a funny guy, my highlights package is going to be fucking hilarious. You never know. Someone might get called a nonce in it. Mainly Jack Grealish.
I've literally just done the bloody... Oh, Bottas started having vibrations.
He's
I'm not going to lie. To be honest, I'm not going to lie. Why are there 722 laps, by the way?
Because they go around the track in about 1 minute 14 seconds.
Okay.
Average lap time around normally if we're in a 56 lap race, which is normally around about the average, you're going around the track in about a 130, maybe 125. But because it's so quick round Zandvoort, you just do more laps, which is cool. So
basically, I need Verstappen to win to make me feel better.
And that looking very likely as in comes Pierre Gasly. Daniel says AEW and CM Punk in ring debut at least today.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I just want Verstappen to win.
I
love CM Punk, but right now I need Verstappen to win to make me feel better. Fucking Bottas just needs to
I'm just gonna nod and. He's going to be pitting soon, don't worry about it.
Because Bottas hasn't pitted. Well, that is what I'm saying.
Okay. It's okay. So Bottas hasn't pitted, Brandon. And don't worry, because there's a 4.2 second gap between Bottas and Verstappen. And you certainly ain't going to be able to get round the track that quickly. Maybe Bottas is going to be told to hold up Max, but you got no real chance of that.
Bottas is 2 tyres. One of his tyres is at 10%. One of them is at 20. One of them's at 30, and one of them's at 50. Bruno, don't drink my alcohol. You'll get drunk, hun.
But yeah, he'll be pitting soon. So don't worry too much about that at all. I'm not concerned. Really not concerned in any way, shape, or form. Why would I be concerned?
Right, Niall, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okie dokie. Bottas says tyres are definitely dropping a bit more, but I guess they will do for a few laps. I guess they'll do. Bottas seems really convinced when he says that. He's really convinced when he says, I think these tyres might last. Yeah, you say that with a little bit more conviction, Bottas. You might as well try. I'm guessing they're going to try and one-stop Bottas and try and help him win it that way. Got more chance of me, having a fat-ass orgy with, God knows who. I want him to win today, as do we all, Daniel, as do we all. We all want Lewis to win, apart from the convertible, who is very much Lewis in. But Verstappen much quicker than Bottas by about half a second lap. Lewis 1.4 seconds behind Bottas, behind Lewis, behind Verstappen. Don't count Hamilton out, says Brandon. I'm not. But judging from how the start of the race has gone, I have watched it all. Overtaking Mount Zandvoort is arguably impossible. It's almost like Monaco, where it's basically just a possession. I don't think anyone's going to overtake anyone, really. But no, I'm not counting Lewis out. But look, overtaking Mount Zandvoort, I don't think so. Overtaking Max Verstappen at Zandvoort, I think that's even less likely. Verstappen team radio, I'm not sure what he's saying, but he's probably doing the cha-cha slide. Gav says, apparently Russell and Mercedes Bottas Alfa Romeo announcements to be made before the next Grand Prix, which is Monza. Next Grand Prix is Monza. I'm not sure if that's in 1 week or 2 weeks. I will check for you now. I don't want live timing. Don't give me live timing. Next week we got triple header. We're in Italy. We've got Italia, Monza. So Monza next weekend. So look, these races, they're flying, boys. They're flying. We love the racing. But yes, we're back next week with Monza. Albon Williams is more than less done also. We love to see it. Which means obviously with Kimi retiring, there is a free spot, so no one has to lose their job, which is even better. Red Bull, I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe there's a little few nerves. I don't think so. He looks to have got he's got Hamilton sort of under control so far. It really depends on if Bottas comes into the pit soon. Still no pit stop for Bottas, which might be a bit of a concern. Because if is Verstappen even going to try and engage with Valtteri? I don't think so. Really don't think so. As the AlphaTauri of I think that is Gasly getting past Alonso around T1. Quite interesting that. Quite interesting. Just round the outside of T1. So when I say there's no overtaking opportunities, there are. You just have to have it really, really sorted and the door left wide open. Which for Fernando Alonso to do that seems very strange. Bottas is on team radio probably saying, guys, genuinely, I do not have any tyres. Alfa Romeo's last seat between De Vries, Zhu and Giovinazzi. It is. I'm surprised I haven't put Calamai in there, to be brutally honest with you. Ferrari driver academy. Why wouldn't you put him in Alfa Romeo? Last time I checked, Zhu wasn't one of Ferrari. Neither is Nick De Vries. He's Mercedes. And Giovinazzi is Ferrari, but Giovinazzi not very good. So Surprised they haven't put Callum Ilott in there. Again, Valtteri not coming into the pits. And now Max is really, really close to him. He's within DRS zone. So we're going to see Max is on way superior tyres in terms of sort of life length and performance. You'd definitely put Max Verstappen's tyres way above Bottas's at the moment. I mean, I don't even want to have a think what Bottas's tyres looks like, especially the left side. They're going to be graining like shit. But a few back markers may also get in the way now. So Bottas might try and hold up Max Verstappen here, which then would put Lewis in striking distance. So maybe a few games here, maybe coming out as they go into the chicane before they come into turn 12 and into turn 13 before that long right-hander of turn 14 onto the banking. That's where I think Max is really close now. Maybe DRS may be a thing, which it is, and he just gets past Bottas with ease. And you'd assume Bottas is going to be told to let Lewis Hamilton by quite quickly, which he hasn't let him pass yet. Now he does. Now he lets Hamilton behind him. Would that have ruined anything for Hamilton? Not so far. I mean, almost a second gap now. So keep an eye out for that. Gareth says, I agree, should be Ilott. I love Ilott. Love Callum Ilott. So
what happens with why did Bottas Verstappen just overtook him?
So Bottas was overtaken by Max. Just the fact that Max was on way superior tyres in terms of performance and life.
Yeah.
And then, so he overtook him on the straight. And then, as I was about to say, he hasn't let Lewis pass. He then lets Lewis pass down the sort of little mini straight after T1 in before T2. As you'll see on these highlights here, he just lets him pass. Which, look, I'm not even angry about, because to be frankly honest, team orders are they're run ragged in Formula One. Like, for example, if it was the other way round and that was Perez and Lewis was in the lead and Verstappen was third, Perez is getting out that way quite quickly, or at least a crane might be picking him up.
Bottas is in the pit now.
Yeah, just paying in now. De Vries is Mercedes development driver, so they want him to get a seat, same as Zhu, being an Alpine development driver. I agree, but they're going into a Ferrari sort of car, aren't they? I mean, Alfa Romeo and Ferrari do work quite closely, both being Italian, mind you, as well. So really strange that. You'd have thought Ferrari would have been like, actually, hold up a minute. We got a young driver called Callum Ilott who we would love to get into the sport. So budge out the fucking way, De Vries and Zhu, because here is Callum Ilott. He has to see. Hamilton saying he's getting super lucky with traffic, guys. Oh, I did say Lewis would moan like a little bitch during the race, and there's moan number one. Moaning the Verstappen's he's getting so lucky with the traffic. I mean, Jesus Christ. Lewis, you might as well just decode it and say, I don't want to be second, I want to be first. And just start throwing your toys out your pram like a little baby anyway. You might as well just do it now. I mean, fucking hell, you don't need to code it anymore. We know you're a little bitch anyway. Into T1 they go, and Lewis just cannot keep up with Max Verstappen. Just cannot do it. Which is, I would say, a shame, but Lewis is a little bitch.
I'm not going to lie. Max needs to win.
Mm-hmm.
Max doesn't have a choice today.
If he wins, he retakes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. I don't know if he needs to have the fastest lap to do that, or if he just naturally would do it. I think I'm not going to lie. Anyway.
He's got This is 39 years since one of their own has actually performed here, and 36 years since the race is back now.
Lots of history. Nicky Lauda won a couple races around here as well. God rest his soul.
Yeah, I know, bless him.
Nicky Lauda, what a man Nicky Lauda is, though.
Incredibly.
Even though he was the best bit of Mercedes, in my opinion, because he's such a gentleman and he really understands Formula One and what these guys go through. So, a huge loss to the sport. But as was Charlie Whiting, I mean, Jesus, it hasn't been easy for Formula One fans in recent years of the amount of people we've lost. But yeah, incredible. But back to the racing, and Lewis Hamilton has become Max Verstappen's whipping boy. Beautiful, see? As George Russell gets past Antonio Giovinazzi quite easily around T1 and down to T2. Does it very easily. George Russell back into 12th, but it's not showing it on the screen. Oh, no, he got past Robert Kubica. My apologies. Got past Robert Kubica. That will be why. It's George Russell in 13th. He's now behind Giovinazzi. Someone who hasn't
penalty.
Paid.
George Russell's got a time penalty. 5 seconds.
Piss off. Oh, suck your mum. Speeding in the pit lane. Oh, suck your mum. I'm not happy about that. Poor George. Lando and Charles Leclerc not pitted yet, but both of those. Leclerc started on the fucking. What the hell? Leclerc started on the softs. He's got to lap 35. He's not pitted. The fuck?
What's the baller?
I would agree with that statement. What a baller. Lando also has not pitted. He's in 7th.
He's gone from 13 to 7th. Yay, go Lando!
He hasn't pitted though, so he'll probably drop right down, I would assume. Sorry to burst your bubble. Lando's not
now in the pits. Leclerc is now in the pits.
I was just about to say, he's done 35 laps, which is about 5 more than the max recommendation from Pirelli. So, look, he's definitely one stopping, that's for sure.
That was a good pit. He's out now.
3 seconds, not bad for a pit stop. And yeah, he easily retakes 5th place. Maybe he'll try.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. He's not lost that much.
No, you on average you lose around 26 seconds in the pits. Anyway, just because of the speed of the other drivers, really. But no, I don't think he'll be too upset. He's about 11 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. So maybe he can hunt Pierre down, maybe get 4th. Maybe then he can try and capitalize on any mistakes from Valtteri Bottas, which, could be ravaged because it is Valtteri Bottas and a mistake is always round the corner with Bottas. He didn't try 10-pin bowling today, Charl, which you'll be especially pleased about. He bogged down on the start, so he couldn't actually get anywhere near Max Verstappen, which was pleasing to see in the slightest. And Lewis straight away was like, yeah, I'm not even going to attempt turn 1, so he just tucked in behind him. I was like, good, Mercedes are now being obedient little bitches, which we love to see.
Yeah, I mean, what's the minus 1.4 that they just showed?
Lap, how a distance between the two cars. So it means that you're about 1.5 seconds behind Max Verstappen.
Lewis, Max needs to hurry up. Max can't let anything happen.
Bottas says pace is very good. I mean, it isn't, buddy, but okay. You're 22 seconds behind, but yeah, your pace is fucking fantastic, mate. Now, my suspicion is Bottas is one stopping, whereas Verstappen and Hamilton are not. So, ideally, Verstappen wants about a 27, 28 second gap between him and Bottas. So keep your eyes out for the gap between those two. Verstappen will know that he needs a good amount of distance. Yellow flag in
sector 1. Oh, jinx. Knows what. Say that again.
Oh, there we go. It was the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel, either going spinny Gonzalez, and now he gets overtaken by Latifi. So yeah, poor Vettel. He's not having the greatest weekend of his life. That's for sure. Perez up to 8th though. Perez into 8th, which is very good actually. He's tucked in behind Lando at the moment. As we see the replay of what goes on here. He just sort of spins it into T3. Does he get in the way of Bottas? I think he does. That's going to help. That'll help. That'll be very helpful, actually.
What will?
Well, he's just made Bottas go a little bit slow. So now there's a 24-second gap between Bottas and Verstappen. So Vettel spinning inadvertently has helped Verstappen, which we love to see this sort of shithousery. That's good. Schumacher is quite a distance. Schumacher's been lapped twice now. And everyone else up to Fernando Alonso. Oh, now Sergio Perez. So almost everyone's getting lapped. This could be brutal. I think even Carlos Sainz might get lapped today, which is going to be one for the record books, up to 6th. Lando Norris is definitely going to be lapped at the point today. Verstappen team radio, not sure what he's saying. Big up to Wayne, who says, big up Niall, Charl, and my number one dog, Bruno.
Yes, Wayne. Yeah, I was literally
Bruno
on
has been very
Wayne.
quiet today. He's been.
I know, it's so nice. He wasn't quiet on the last stream. He's just chewing.
Yeah, I know.
He's chewing his bed, and the fucks I give right now to go and stop him at 0.
I saw you on with Wayne. I didn't put in the chat. I just came in to like the video because I'm busy watching back. I'm about halfway through the Chelsea show. I need to start clipping stuff up. Which has always been one of the things I'm not very good at doing. So I need to watch back everything, clip it all up, and that's why we're going to do highlights packages of Watchalong, because there's so many good shit that gets said. It's just like wasted. Because no one's going to want to watch through a 2.5 hour stream of Watchalong, believe it or not. Gareth says, at least you're not on your own now today. Well, qualifying isn't too bad. Qualifying can sort of get past on your own. Race would be a bit boring, but yes, we do have Charl. We're also back next week, mind you, because we have got Monza. As in come the pits for Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis pitting already.
I will also be in next. I will also be here next weekend for the next race because I have next weekend off.
I'll be here. We're winning, guys. We are winning.
I also will be here for the qualifying too. Shock.
Fuck me backwards. It will be great. Monza is a great track for quali as well. That is going to have so many issues. Just watch out for Q1, 2, and 3 right at the end because that's brutally funny. Now, Hamilton has come into the pits. Now, that could be potentially tricky for Verstappen. Does he pit now? This is a question because undercut could be important. Does Max Verstappen... this might force Max Verstappen into the pits now. Just to cover it off, and it does. In come Red Bull. It's going to be Max Verstappen. What are they putting on? I'm presuming more mediums. You wouldn't really put anything else on. We need a good lap here. Not a good lap, but a good pit stop. And it is the hard going on. So Verstappen putting on hard, covering off Lewis. Now, where is Lewis? Lewis coming into turn 14 now. Down the start, finish straight. Now, Max is absolutely. Come on! It's fine. It's fine. That is 1 heck of a stop. A 2.1 second pit stop. People don't really understand how impressive that is. Very close to under a 2 second pit stop. That is incredible. And now Lewis absolutely for sure, unless Verstappen messes up somewhere, Lewis is now officially second place. I'm the whipping boy of Max Verstappen, and we love to see that.
Oh, thank God for that.
Thank God indeed. I thank the Lord baby Jesus Christ. Toto looks very upset. Love it. Hello, Toto.
The plan backfired.
Yeah, they were like, we'll undercut the Red Bulls. You fucking won't. Your pits,
sorry. No.
your pit crew is not as good as Red Bull's pit crew. Red Bull are clear. Yes, people. Bottas is now fucked because even if Bottas is one stopping, he can't really get involved. He's going to be too slow, even on the mediums. Be interesting to see how Red Bull handle on the hard. I don't think I've seen Verstappen on the hard for too long. It does mean fastest lap probably guaranteed to go to Mercedes. Dependent on what Perez is doing, because they might just chuck Perez onto a set of softs and tell him to chuck up the engine mode to very quick and absolutely just take it and just take that fastest lap. But we'll see. 30 laps to go, which is very enjoyable. Bruno's woken up for anyone that Charles now going to kick Bruno's head in. Bruno's getting screamed at by Charles. Oh, now Charles is now standing up. Bruno's probably like, shit. I've awakened the beast. I've awoken the beast. Bruno is now probably in the garden, or being told off. One of the two. We'll hear all about it soon. Ricciardo down in 11th, but that is mainly because he's been overtaken by Perez and Lando, who has not pitted yet. So look, Lando he'll tuck in maybe just ahead of George. Maybe just ahead of George. We'll see how that develops as the race goes on. But so far, so good. Very good. So far. Lap 43 of 72. 43 of 72, which we love to see. Gareth says if Max wins, he retakes the championship lead, even if Hamilton gets the fastest lap. We love to see that sort of stuff. But I also think the Red Bull might just tell Perez just to chuck on. If they won't want to give Mercedes any sort of points. They just won't. So it would not surprise me if Perez is told to just chuck on some softs, as they're retiring Nikita Mazepin. Mazepin being retired by Haas. Lando in the pits. He will be overtaken, I'm almost certain, by Daniel Ricciardo. He might just sort of get ahead of Lewis. Doesn't seem to be an advantage. Called our bluff too soon. Yes, Lewis. They did call your bluff a little too soon. And as I thought, Lando tucks in just behind Daniel Ricciardo, but ahead of George Russell. So Lando, up two spots. So I'm sure he'll be somewhat happy about this. But yeah, Mazepin's being retired.
Why?
Some issue of the car, I'm guessing. I mean, it's a Haas, right? It doesn't. Gareth goes, Mazepin retired. Pretends to be shocked. Yeah. Me and you both. Me and you both. Oh, right. Lap 44. Nothing really happening. Lewis always on the team radio. I'm not sure what Lewis is saying now. Maybe he's asking for his milk. Or I don't know, bedtime story or dummy or play toy. There's a little whipping boy. There's nothing on Mr. Max Verstappen, who looks like he may win the first Dutch Grand Prix for quite a while. For I think 30 years, didn't you say, Charl?
It's 36 years since it's
a Dutch driver won the Dutch race.
36 years since he's been at the Dutch Grand Prix,
right,
and then 39 years since a Dutch driver won it.
Yeah, they finally got grade 1 certification. Asking FIA to give Max a time penalty. Yeah, I'm Lewis probably like, look. He cut that corner. That needs 5-second time penalty. Oh, and then he's done it again. See, I want a 9 million time penalty there. Because Lewis is a little bitch. Ain't gonna work though. Ain't gonna work. Christian Horner and Red Bull are far too smart to get dragged into these sorts of games. And I think Lewis is almost accepting second place. I'm not sure what he's saying over the radio.
He said they called our bluff.
Well, yeah, but he's been on about 19 times after, sort of since then. I will go onto my app and I will see what this little bitch is saying. Big up, Bruno. Start first straight. What are we looking at? We are looking at Pierre Gasly in fourth, who laps matey boy. Laps him like there's no tomorrow. Now, I want that, I think. There's still so much life left in that last tyre. I don't know why we rushed it. Says a frustrated engine. Hamilton to engineer Pete Bonington. Bono manages to calm his charge down, but can Hamilton make anything on this strategy? I doubt it. I do doubt it. Max Verstappen said something.
What did he say?
I was just asking about the hard tyre. Oh, Lewis.
What did he say?
Why would you pick me? Why would you pick me? He's not happy. Yeah, moaning like they're all moaning like little bitches. Yeah, we love to see it. Yeah. Lewis may be the fastest on track, but he's now got a 4-second gap between him and Max. So Max, as it stands, would win the Dutch Grand Prix. Brandon says Hamilton is so shit. He certainly lost his winning touch, hasn't he? He can only win now if someone helps him win, which is quite amusing. Also, Lewis hasn't put on fresh mediums; he's put on old mediums. Max got, which is nice, perfect. It means that Lewis's tire by the end of it is going to be fucking shit. Max put on fresh hards though, so I'm not even angry about that. I'll find that fairly amusing. Oh, Lewis Hamilton on team radio. I'm not going to make it to the end on these tires. Even better. Well done, Mercedes. You really.
Oh, Mercedes are sabotaging. Oh, Mercedes are sabotaging. George Russell, you're next.
Oh yeah, well, Gareth says Hamilton should have announced retirement at the end of this season. With the likes of Max, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Gasly coming through. Yeah, he's fucked. And in comes Perez. So Perez being put on the soft tyre, as I predicted. I bet you he puts in a smashing lap now. Bet you. Bet money on it.
I bet he just wants that fastest lap.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't finish in the points, he'll just take fastest lap off Hamilton. Perez is literally there to piss off Mercedes. He gets out ahead of George Russell. So he's behind George Russell as they fight. So yeah, I think he'll just he'll just be told to is that a Mercedes behind? No, that's Aston Martin. Yeah, I reckon Perez will just put in a fastest lap and just take it off Lewis. I predict that will happen. I'm elite, you see. What was that, Charl?
It's the best thing to do, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 22 laps of the race to go, so don't expect it to be overly long for this one. But Lewis Hamilton just sets the fastest lap, but I don't think he'll have that for much longer. Perez gets past Russell, so here we go. Perez is about to set a fast lap, I reckon. Not this lap, next lap he will. Just to piss off Lewis, I think. The shithousery between Red Bull is brilliant. Perez is the only driver on the soft tyre as well, so might also help him cut through the field a little bit. He's 5 seconds behind Ricciardo, and it'll be four and a bit seconds behind Lando. So maybe he can get this. We'll see. But he's probably firing up to do a fast lap. You'd assume that's why he's been. You wouldn't necessarily have put him on softs if you didn't want him taking the fast lap. And in comes Tsunoda. It looks like they're retiring from the race as well. They were down in 16th, but his race is over. And yeah, AlphaTauri are ending the race of Yuki Tsunoda, but their first driver is Pierre Gasly, who is currently sitting in a nice 4th place. So good bit of work there from Pierre Gasly. Schumacher just locking up there. And will he go through the chicane? Sort of. Gets a lot of gravel on his. He certainly loves the gravel, does Mick Schumacher.
Oh my God, yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's not really the best way to go around that corner. Also, it's not really the greatest thing if you'd like to protect the underside of your car. The floor of the car is very, very fragile and doesn't like being, struck with gravel. Believe it or not, as shocking as that sounds, carbon fiber versus gravel is not a fight that carbon fiber likes to have. Lewis on the team radio again. They're just so fast, man. They're just so fast, man. Lewis is full on moaning now. He's full on losing it. Bono needs to shut him up. And tell him to actually. I think this is where Toto should come in and say, Lewis, enough. You need to shut your mouth, or we will replace you with Russell. There's now gravel. Also, just before you threaten Lewis, in terms of that bit where Schumacher, decided to try and fight gravel, the gravel is now all over the corner of that corner. So watch out for that, just in case anyone goes flying. Most likely it'll be because there's gravel all over the place. But yeah, as you were saying, Charl.
Oh, another Hamilton radio, for fuck's sake.
He's moaning like a little bitch right now.
And what did you say?
I haven't got the sound, but I'll have a look in just a second. But I mean, Lewis is struggling, isn't he? He's struggling to take this graciously, isn't he? Lewis is definitely. I mean, he's lost his head. I think he's losing his head. I do think. I just think he's.
What was his last radio?
Well, the one that I saw was they're just so fast, man. Which
he's done it. He's done another one.
Yeah, I'm just about to look at it. I'm just rolling a ciggy, and then.
Bruno, that's my milkshake. No, that's my milkshake. We can't share milkshakes. It's not how it fucking works.
Bruno's like, I don't know who you think you are, but I think we can share a milkshake. You just need to believe. Bruno's probably there in his head going, I think we can share this. You just need to believe in yourself. You can do this.
Like, you just need to fucking share. Like, no.
You just need to have the belief.
Are you going to say hello to Niall?
Yes, Bruno.
See? Say hi, Niall. Yeah, hi, Niall. How you doing? Yeah.
Oh, so here's what the last one from Lewis. Oh, it's just so fast, man. They haven't uploaded the other one because he keeps talking.
This is pissing everybody off.
I just find it funny now. Yeah, Bottas has been quiet.
Oh, Perez is creeping on Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No fastest lap. No fast lap yet. And what was his last? 1:14.
I'm thinking if he gets into 10th, he'll give Red Bull a point.
No, he'll give Red Bull a point, but if he gets fastest lap, he gives them 2.
Niall, tell Charl about my VAR masterclass last night on the quiz. I'm not going to lie, the only thing I actually give a shit about last night in the quiz was the fact that RJ thought that Old Trafford was St James's Park. That is embarrassing, RJ.
I was storming my way through stadiums. I know stadiums. I love it. I could have come second, but I fucked up one result in the last round.
Who came first? Who came first?
Kieran came first. RJ came second. Luke came third.
RJ come second? How the fuck did RJ come second with St James's?
I swear a little bit of Google. I swear. But then the best bit was when Dom was looking at a picture of Suchek and Lingard and thought it was Burnley. That was funny. That was funny. Lewis on team radio again.
Basically, in the last radio that's just happened just now, basically they said they'll put tyres on him to get the fastest lap, but and they've asked him to slow down, and he just went, "No, I'm fucking racing."
Brilliant. Gotta love it. There's also there's got blue flags coming out anytime soon for Schumacher. Oh no, that's not Schumacher. That is Bottas's tyres already fucked. Lewis's is almost there. Dylan says best moment ever in Let's Talk Premier League. Newcastle is so obvious because of their shit away end. RJ didn't finish anywhere. I've disqualified him. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely suspicions. There's definitely suspicions.
Can I just ask something? F1 related. Okay, so Lewis's tyres were done in the 40th lap, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And his tyre age is Perez has overtaken Ricciardo.
Yeah. Perez goes, let's go. Who's next? That'll be Lando. Yeah, 8 seconds behind.
So what was it? So obviously his tyres were put in the 40th. That means the tyre age they've given them is 20 laps. So by 60, his tyres are going to be fucked.
What that means, he's put on a set of tyres that he used in practice or qualifying.
Right. Well, that's a dick move. Well, did I say that?
Yeah, well, they've been their freshest tyre, I'm guessing. I'm guessing they're not idiots, but you never know with Mercedes. But yeah, Max is just storming to this. I really don't see it as a problem. He's put on the hard tyre. He'll easily get to the end on the hards. And Lewis is struggling.
Hamilton's got. Oh, Lewis's engine.
What?
If it's not the tyres, it's the engine.
What's he said about the engine?
I don't know. All I came to gross was the commentators literally went, if it's not the tyres that's the issue, it's the engine.
Oh. That might be problematic because I'm pretty sure that's a fresh power unit.
Yeah.
which might not be great for Mercedes. If that power unit's fucked already, that might be the worst idea ever. That would be funny. That would be funny. Blow up. I dare that engine to blow up. I dare that engine to blow up. Not literally, guys. Just in case anyone's watching, it doesn't actually blow up. Like, it's not a bomb. I just hope it is smokes like shit. Once you see smoke coming out of it, it's fucked. And that's what we're hoping for. Max Verstappen's just cruising now. I don't even think he's getting out of third gear here. Probably is, but you know, he's certainly enjoying his race more than Lewis is enjoying his.
Literally.
But Lewis obviously has had the home crowd and been fired up at Silverstone. We've never seen Max with the home crowd. I mean, his biggest normally crowd is in Belgium. But the fact that he's now got his own race where it's just pure orange, it's going to give him such motivation when he comes here.
Yeah, literally.
You just see a sea of orange. It's just literally.
You might as well just call this the Max race.
Rename the circuit to the Max Verstappen, the Verstappen Vault, because to be frankly honest, he's struggling. He's not struggling. Lewis Hamilton is your favourite sportsman, Niall, isn't he? He is not. My favourite sportsman is, believe it or not, Mason Greenwood. Close second, Brandon Williams, because I do like Brandon. Then I'm probably going to go for Verstappen, Leclerc. Then I'll go back to football where I'll probably start picking the likes of Mount, maybe Max Aarons as well. I quite rate him. And then probably go back to Formula One and you know, picking up. But they're all very, very highly regarded by myself. Verstappen's tyres actually might not be too pretty, but we'll see. We'll see. Should be okay. Be careful on those tyres, Max. Be very, very careful. Don't fuck up. As the Red Bull pit crew are like, do we not? Risky. Nah, I think they should be fine. They should be fine. There's 12 laps to go. It should be fine.
Yeah,
Mason Greenwood is the best footballer in the world. Prove me wrong. You can't be proven wrong because what you just said is factually correct. The fact that he's won this young player debate, like, it was actually disgraceful how Arsenal tried to sneak Martinelli and Saka in there. Like, genuinely, have some shame. You can put those two in the same bracket as Dwight McNeil. Even then, I still think that might be a bit harsh on Dwight McNeil. 2.5 second gap between Lewis and Max now. Which we love to see. We do love to see it.
Oh, the orange is cheering.
Oh, it's gonna be party time when he wins it. Party time. Who's up for a party? Party all night. Max is gonna party all night. That's for sure. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Very much enjoyed the race as well. Even though it is a bit of a procession, I have enjoyed it. Lewis is on team radio again.
Fuck's sake.
He's just a bit upset. He's just a little bit sad. I don't think you can cheer him up either. You can ask him, like, you can just say to him that, look, we all think, if I was someone asking questions, I'd be a complete dick. I'd be like, how does it feel knowing that Max Verstappen is now your superior? I would shithouse my way through interviews, genuinely, provoke reactions. Driver of the day, though, looks like it could be going to Sergio Perez or to Max Verstappen. Lewis down with 10%. Perez with 23%, so almost a quarter of people have voted for Sergio Perez as driver of the day. Don't forget, you can vote for driver of the day on the Formula One app or the website, www.f1.co.uk. No, .com, formula1.com/vote. If you do wish to vote for your driver of the day, my vote would probably go to Sergio Perez, to be fair. I think he's had a good race. Poor qualifying, good racer. now on board with Lance Stroll. Still in 13th. Can't really get any higher than that. He's still stuck behind George. Still stuck. The gap is now 4 seconds between Max and Lewis. So interesting. It could, as Charl mentioned, it could be the engine or it could be the tyres. One of the two.
Literally.
It's quite funny. 10 laps to go there. 10 laps. Is that a Williams? Oh, no. I thought that was a Williams tucked in front of a Mercedes. I was about to say, tricky situation now, George. Tricky situation. You haven't quite been confirmed a Mercedes driver just yet. Lewis's job just got 20 times harder now. Because apparently Lewis is fuming that Bottas is not his teammate because he says Bottas is dependable and compliant was the words used, which I thought was incredibly rude by Lewis. So quite amusing. Charl has muted herself because Max Verstappen is talking. So hopefully we'll get an idea of what's going on there.
Max was like, "Oh, what's going on with Lewis?" And they were like, "Oh, his tires are done." And what's it showing now? Medium. They were like, They were like, "Oh, his tires are done." And then they were like, "Oh, it might be his engine or his tire." And Max just went, "Oh, okay," and then left and carried on with the race.
Perez has now got onto the back of Lando Norris, so you would expect Perez to should make easy pickings of Lando. Unfortunately, because to be brutally honest, Lando's tyres, well, Lando's on the hard, Perez is on the soft. I don't really need to explain too much about what happens after. It should be quite self-explanatory. And then maybe Perez chases after Ocon. Perez would jump up to 5th with his 1 point. Norris goes down to 4th, so I'm not sure who overtakes him. I'm guessing Bottas or something. God knows who. But we shall see. But yes, this has been quite brutal for Lewis. Very brutal. Perez, will he do him on the start-finish straight? He seems a bit far behind there. You never know, though. Honda Power versus, I think Renault, they're still with, aren't they, until next year.
Look at that closing gap. Look at the gap he's just closed.
Yeah, the DRS is a real big hit round anywhere, really. DRS is vital. But we are about to... We're 8 laps away from seeing Max Verstappen crowned the winner of the first Dutch Grand Prix for 36 years, 39 years since a Dutchman has won the Dutch Grand Prix as well. Great to see the Dutch Grand Prix back on the calendar for the foreseeable future, especially whilst Max Verstappen is there, because I think he's been one of the main reasons why the Dutch Grand Prix is, there, because he's Dutch. He's very good. But we'll see. Lando keeping Perez behind him so far. I don't know if he'll continue that. It's a lot closer as the Haas of Schumacher slows right down to allow Sergio Perez and Lando Norris through. Is the gap small enough for Perez to overtake Lando on the pit straight? DRS is open. Nope, not close enough. Needs to get closer on the exit of turn 14. You need to really be almost on the wing of Lando. So needs to be a lot closer. We'll see if he can do that in the next 7 laps. As there's a 4-second gap between Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, which we absolutely love to see so far. Bashar, what's your thoughts on the race? Obviously, it's not been the most exciting. It's not been the most thrilling because overtaking Mount Zandvoort is not the easiest job in the world. But what have you thought of the race? I mean, Verstappen, he's dealt with it, I think, the best way he could.
I mean, Verstappen's had no issues at all, but Mercedes are definitely in the mud. Mercedes are going to get a bollocking from Lewis later.
Well, yeah.
But, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? They played games. This is what happens when you take a risk. You take a risk, it either works or it doesn't, and you can't have a hissy fit because it doesn't work.
Yeah, they tried to do him a bit early, hoping that Red Bull wouldn't pit. The thing is, if you try the undercut, the other team's just going to cut you off. They're just going to pit the next lap. They'll cover you off. Because why wouldn't you? Why'd you risk being undercut when if they pit, you just pit? It's very simple. Very simple. But yeah, strange. A little lock up for Max, but he's fine. He's fine. There is now 6 laps to go as Sergio Perez finally gets past Lando Norris. Oh, crikey.
Yay!
There's dirt all over the track. I thought that was smoke at first, but no, it's not. It's just a bit of dirt on the track, which is quite amusing. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed this race. I have quite enjoyed it. Perez with 2 points now closes the gap on Lando just a little bit. By about a point. He closes it by a point. I'm sure Lando's quaking in his boots. It's not been the greatest race for Lando, though. And again, outside of T1 is where most of the overtaking has been done today. Oh, fuck me. Lando. Oh, that was not very fair. Lando. Basically, Sergio has taken him on the outside. Lando has just sort of hit him. He's sort of yeah, oh, that's not great for Lando.
Lando is going to be in the mud there.
Oh, Lando, you silly sausage. He's looking and then he's Lando, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing, lad? Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty for that, but you never know.
Yeah.
Even if he does, McLaren will still pick up a point because Ricciardo would take the point off Lando. So either way, McLaren should be safe of getting that point. Bottas team radio don't really care what Bottas is saying, to be completely honest with you. He is so far not an issue. In comes... Fuck me. Who's coming into the pits? Lewis?
Mercedes are coming in. No, it's Bottas.
Bottas into the pits. Interesting.
They're putting the soft tyres.
A very slow pit stop. 5-second pit stop there. That's slow. Yeah, very slow. Not sure what happened there. Another fuck up from Mercedes. They're really having a good day today. I think he's still got enough of a gap on Pierre Gasly, though, so he shouldn't be. Pierre Gasly's been lapped. Everyone up to 4th has been lapped.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing. Valtteri could have been lapped at some point. I mean, I can't imagine Valtteri being lapped. Jesus. But everyone has. All other drivers have been lapped all the way up until the podium finishers are the only ones who have not. And very rarely do we see that. And I mean, up to George Russell, they've been lapped twice. So Max has definitely got this. We'll see. We're seeing the replay of the pit stop for Bottas again. I'm really not sure what the problem was. Sure.
So basically, they've told Bottas under order that second is for Lewis, third is for you.
Yeah, but you didn't even give him a slow pit stop for that. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's 50 seconds behind already. Like, don't really understand what they're saying or what they're doing, to be fair. Doesn't make sense. They don't even want him taking the fastest lap because Lewis has got that at the moment. So what is it? What was the point of putting him on the softs? Because you don't want him to take the fastest lap off Lewis, do you? Strange. Did you hear what they said on the last one?
They were like, there's some vibrations. Bottas is obviously feeling vibrations through his car.
Vettel has made the most overtakes, 81. Alonso with 75, and Sergio Perez with 74 overtakes. One more overtake, he'll be level with Fernando Alonso, and two more, and he will overtake Fernando. Ironically, Esteban Ocon is next on the hit list. So, will he have enough time to take Esteban Ocon? We will see. More team radio from Valtteri. Really don't. These Mercedes lot have been talking a fucking lot today.
So Bottas has just got the fastest lap.
Oh, Lewis is gonna be fuming. Oh god!
I mean, there's literally no way that Hamilton can fix it with his shit tires and his engine right now.
No, here comes Lewis. Here comes Lewis. Lewis is pitting. Fuck it up.
Lewis is putting soft on.
He's going for fastest lap. Max is probably watching all of this behind him going, fuck it hell. This lot, I swear, they're meant to be rivals. It's just embarrassing. Oh my. Valtteri takes fastest lap off Hamilton. You couldn't write this shit. You just couldn't write it. Max Verstappen on board with is that Max? Yeah, I think it is Max. Oh, Perez has overtaken Ocon though, so actually it could be Ocon. It could be Perez. No, it's definitely Max. There's a lot of home support for Super Max Verstappen, who is coming into turn 14 now to approach the last lap of the Dutch Grand Prix for Mr. Max Verstappen, who looks like he is about to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. God save our Max Verstappen.
Final lap! Woo, 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 woo,
woo. We should change our national anthem to God save our Max Verstappen.
No, it should just be like Super Max, Super Max, Super Max.
That would be brilliant as a national anthem. That would be fucking hilarious.
Literally.
Imagine the players having a sing lap before a game. Super Max, Super Max, Super. That'd be fucking hilarious. Party atmosphere in the Netherlands. There is definitely a party brewing, and that is because their boy Max Verstappen is going to win the Dutch Grand Prix into the chicane for the last time. There we go, into turn 13. A huge amount of support from the Dutch fans as he comes into turn 13. For the last time, Max Verstappen goes through turn 14, up the banking, down the start-finish straight. And Max Verstappen has won the Dutch Grand Prix. And there we fucking have it. Lewis Hamilton is going to be in second position. And that bitch can stay there in the championship as well. Max Verstappen has won the Dutch Grand Prix. He has retaken the Drivers' Championship lead. And how are you feeling now, Max? How are you feeling? But also, how are the others feeling? How are you Super Lewis fans feeling?
Hamilton got fastest lap.
That's all cool. But how are the Lewis fans feeling? How are you feeling, boys? We all good? Having a good day? Because us Max fans, we're having a fantastic day. I've really enjoyed that. 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 5 seconds was the lap, was the length of the race. But what a race! He led all 60. He led 64 out of 72 laps.
I'm not going to lie. Do you know what the worst part is? Is that Lewis needed to change lap because he needed a point.
Mm-hmm. Needed to try and get that point, didn't he?
What does Max winning do now?
puts him top. He leads the Drivers' Championship again. Max Verstappen is winning the World Drivers' Championship. He's won it. He's won it. The next set of tracks for this lot. They're Red Bull strongholds. You ain't beating Red Bull at these tracks. These are Red Bull tracks. Max has won the title today for the first time ever. I think we've just seen our new Drivers' champion crowned. I think genuinely we've seen that Max Verstappen is going to win the World Drivers' Championship. I really believe it. It'll be very interesting to see what Lewis and the rest are saying, but I can only imagine they're going to moan like little bitches. I'm thoroughly delighted. We've just seen our new World Drivers' Champion crowned here at the Dutch Grand Prix. I firmly believe it. I'll be shocked.
He's not happy at all. Lewis is fuming.
Well, that's good because we're gonna wrap it up there because I want to hear what these wankers are saying.
Yes, so do I.
I've really enjoyed it. But before you do go, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. We reached past 400 subscribers, so a big thank you to everyone involved. I mean, everyone, including the old panel, including the new lot that have come in. Everyone.
So basically, the old panel. I'm gonna get this right now. Russ, Dom, Luke, Matt, RJ, obviously Niall.
Jeannie.
Have I missed anybody? Jeannie, and originally Tom, but it's just Jeannie still.
Yeah, just Jeannie at the moment. But yeah, look, we thank everyone. But as said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But Charl, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Charl_strong. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Charl Strong TV. You can find me on here basically all the time. And you can find me on GNA TV doing women's watchalongs for football.
Perfect. We'll be back at 4:45 with the football. But until then, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.